Welcome everybody to our elevation call for October. We're a little bit off schedule, so I'm going to give everybody a little grace that's not here tonight. We normally are the first and the third Sunday of each month, but somebody knows what we were doing last Sunday. I wonder who would. Judy Baker, what were we doing last Sunday? Oh, you're muted, girl. Unmute yourself there. Still can't hear you yet. Judy, I see you moving. Okay. Let's see. Playing hooky.
Did I get it?
There you go.
Okay,
Say it again, man.
We were cruising and dancing. Oh my goodness, girl.
We were cruising and dancing, weren't we?
Yes.
And I hope that those of you guys who were on the trip will share a little bit tonight. And it's really not intended to make anyone who didn't go feel bad at all. But, you know, I have to be really honest that I'm not a huge traveler. Just we are really, really busy. I've spent years creating a life that I don't feel like I have to vacation from. I really love everything I do. I love all the projects that I'm doing. We are really, really busy. And so the thought of leaving the country did not really appeal to me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of almost the little epiphany that happened when I was on the boat and I was looking at this private island that I'd never seen before called Ocean Cay. And it's the cruise line owns this private island. And they had pulled up so that our 10th floor balcony view could see the entire island. We could see for miles and miles and miles this beautiful different kind of green, blue in the ocean. Every single blade of grass was just pristine. The palm trees, there was different beaches that you could see. It was just even the structures, the little shops were bright colors with white trim, and it was just the most idyllic scene that you can imagine. And we really had the whole day just to kind of hang out on this beach. And when we pulled up to it, I was just like trying to take in the vision of how beautiful this place was. And then there was this little bitty sign. I talked about this on the Freedom Call that talked about, no access. And that's for people who didn't have a cruise ship that brings them in, that this is not an island that anybody can come to. And it really made me think about our role as not just, as Zilis ambassadors, but also our opportunity to provide people access to a travel experience that they've never had before. And I had the absolute privilege of stepping into this free gift that I was not even grateful enough for on the front end, a 3-day cruise, all expenses paid, 3 meals a day, whether you want them or not, and more, right? Like, I think we had to learn how to like fast again when we got back because it was so freaking much food. But it was a pattern interrupt for our lives, and for Hal to be able to experience global travel, leaving the country early for the first time, having a passport. It's a birthright I feel like everybody deserves to have. And if you give people an opportunity to have an all expense paid access to a travel experience that the company creates it all for them. You don't even need a travel agent. They literally designed it all for us. They just told us what to bring. I honestly thought it was a classroom experience that gave me a new perspective on the world. And so I'm so grateful just to kind of lead this call saying that we as a team created an experience for 5 people who were not able to travel, but 8 of them who did. And those 8 people showed a ton of courage. Sometimes they had to spend, a little bit of their own money to, certain parts of the trip. They had to wake up super early or get home really, really late. Some of them were enrolling people on the way home, Judy Baker and Susan Everett, which we're
Yeah.
going to talk about that. But the thing that I wrote down was it was a 3-day opportunity for transformation, and this company is committed to do it again. And what Angie said is there's 5,000 seats on the boat. We took up 81 of them. She wants an entire Zilis boat, 5,000 people. And I want to know how many of them you want on your team.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear anybody who wants to share just a minute or two about how the trip, those of you who experienced it, how that impacted you. Judy, I'm looking at you. Why don't you start us?
Oh my. Okay. Am I still unmuted?
No, you're unmuted. I can hear
Okay.
you.
Well, I had a fantastic time. I got to meet people that I knew by sight. And then as I would see them walking down the hallway, they'd say, "Hey, Judy." And I'd say, "Hi." And I don't remember your name. But I felt like I was included and drawn into a bigger group. And I just the friendship, the camaraderie, it was wonderful. I'll brag just a little bit and say I lost 4.5 pounds dancing after you, but I just keeping up with the dancing. But I got a phone call on the way home, sitting in the airport, from somebody here in my hometown that was talking about signing up. And sure enough, 3 days after I got home, we had a talk, and I signed her up, and she's a VIP customer. Whoop, whoop.
How did that feel, Judy?
Good. Felt really good.
So tell me, are you interested in going to Cancun?
I'd be interested, but I think if I could sign up 3 goals and 14 VIPs between now and then, I'd have enough points. I don't know.
You can do it, Judy. I don't want to hear any negative talk.
Okay.
Right, Jenny Todd? We don't want any negative self-talk.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. But
Anybody
yes, it was.
anybody else want to
I,
share
I,
before Judy gets slapped? Debbie, you want to share?
It was an awesome trip. We had so much fun.
Mhm.
Jeff even had fun. He said, "I like that Latin America crew."
Oh, yeah.
We got to see people that, we see on Zoom, but we don't always. Now, we did see some of the Latin America crew in uh, Texas. I can't believe it's been a couple of years already.
Mm,
I just had memories come up. It's like, it's been 2 years already.
yeah.
But just it was just so much fun to get to see everybody, you guys, you see each other, but you don't see each other. And just to share stories and have fun. And um, I even signed up somebody on the way there. In
I
fact, I
wanted you
tried
to
to
bring
get her
that
on the
up.
call tonight, but she might not be back from Miami yet. She was taking care
So
of her
how does
mom.
that happen, Debbie? How did you guys sign up somebody? Because that was like on the way down there.
We were just got to the airport, in Miami airport, and we were looking to get to the shuttle where you could pick up the hotel shuttle from the airport, and this couple was coming. We were looking at the sign, and this couple came towards us. It's like, "Are you looking for like a hotel shuttle?" And I said, "Yeah, we are." And so we kind of went into the entrance to that. But then the fellow that was there, he started talking to Jeff, and then I started talking to her, and we just got talking like, "What do you do? What do you do?" And so I said, "Well, we're here for a free trip." And they go, "Well, how'd you earn that?" And I said, "Well, I won a Be Fit Challenge. It's our newest weight loss product." I said, "He lost 31 pounds. I lost, like, at the time it was 11, but I said, now I lost like 20 something pounds." And she goes, "Really?" So they got talking, my husband and him got talking, we got talking. She said, "Well, I want to order it before I get back home because I want it to be there when I get there." So we exchanged numbers. She called me when I was at the hotel. When she got to her hotel, she had a mix up with trying to sign in, but we had Luis and everybody fixed that for her. For some reason, it was giving her a hard time. But so I tried to get her on the call tonight, but I guess she's not home yet, or she was on the airplane on the way home. But she lives right here in Tennessee, like 10 minutes from me. So that I'm hoping that she is interested in being an ambassador because we can get together, group together. She seemed to be interested. It just, I don't know, God sent somebody to me.
That
I've been
is so
waiting for that
interesting.
opportunity.
Debbie, it's so interesting though, with both you and Judy, just even the energy and the courage and the dedication of you saying, I'm going to step into this free gift. Hey, Jeff, I see you peeking in there as well.
He's speaking.
He's peeking. And just it's almost like your energy, people, I mean, your energy is out in front of you because you're leaning into the gift that was given to you, you and
Yes.
Jeff, with
Well,
winning
and I
this
think,
cruise.
as we told Angie when we saw her there, it's like even he's been more vocal about it because people ask him, well, how did you lose weight? And he's been more vocal about it. It's visible. People don't see when you're feeling good on Ultracell or Glow or Shield or whatever, you can explain to them that, I got Jeff off blood pressure medicine. I feel great, but until you actually see somebody change, it's hard to convince somebody. But
Yeah.
when they see the change and they feel the energy from you, it makes a difference. And I told Angie, this is a great product that people will see and hopefully feel if they give it enough time to feel it themselves.
Jeff, what was your favorite part besides being arm candy on for Debbie?
He would feel like a celebrity too, other than getting sick.
Yeah, I
He's
got
also
sick.
been sick all week.
A lot of people did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did
I
they
didn't
really?
hear anything, so I thought
Yeah.
it was just us.
Kind of upper respiratory stuff, but
Yeah, that was us.
Yeah, that was
We're-
us.
I feel better today, but he was out mowing the lawn, so I think it started his cough up.
Um, well, I just like the camaraderie of all the folks that we met, and everybody's kind of on the same page and where they want to be, and the yeah the South American they're a hoot,
they are a hoot.
they love to party and have fun, but they also know there's a reason behind it, and what they do. And you could see the vibes in what they do. And yeah, it was a great time just meeting all those folks, and thankful so much that Zilis was able to give Debbie the opportunity to go, and I was the tag along, and I came along with her. So
Aren't you
glad
glad
he did.
aren't you glad you know Debbie?
yeah, I know. Yeah, I think I'll keep her around, for the next trip.
Never know, man. It's coming up again. Well, I have one more person I wanted to ask if Susan Everett is still on the line. Susan, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Susan, thank you for your hard work this weekend. We're going to circle back to that, but
Okay.
tell us, how did you like this trip?
Oh, I
with your
loved it.
sister?
Yeah, I loved it. That was a great part of it that we got to share it together, spend time together. That was fun. And I used to work for a national and then an international company, and we would have meetings where we would have, people that we saw on Zoom or saw their memos or whatever and stuff. We would meet them at a group meeting, but it was just kind of like a shake of the hand and hello, Mr. So and so. But with this, you see these people that you've seen on Zooms, and it's like you're hugging them like they're your best friend that you haven't seen in 6 months or something. So it's just a lot of, I don't know. It's just everybody just has a lot of fun, and so it was just really cool. And I mean it's not wasn't the biggest, most outlandish, wonderful cruise itself, but it was all at the same time, just because the people made such a difference. It was great.
That's fantastic. Well, it was really it was a real impactful experience for me, and which I came away going, okay, Hal Henson, do you want to talk a little bit? Here's Hal Henson. I've got two people over here. I've got Hal Henson and I've got Brooke, because I'm going to introduce. I know you do. I'm going to adjust my background, and I'm going to just let you guys both be seen. So say hi. There's Hal Henson.
Hey, everybody.
And Brooke, say hi to everybody, because you'll see she got to meet a couple people. But Hal Henson, I wanted to hear your
You want to hear my take
I
on
want
that?
to hear Hal's take, because he was
well,
my arm candy.
Well, yeah, right. You were my arm candy, just like this weekend at my homecoming. My reunion, my 45-year reunion.
I know we're going to talk about that too, but tell us your takeaway, because we're
Okay,
talking
I know
cruise.
you're talking cruise. First of all, I'm grateful that I went. I'm grateful that we were gifted, because of our earning. I mean, they didn't just give it to us; we earned it. But I think everybody knows that that this kind of rewards has not been on my bucket list. I've made that. I mean, I've even fussed a little bit about it. But it took me pretty much right up to the day before that I was mentally like, okay, this is going to be okay, and I can do this. I trusted God with our housing, with all our guys, because for me to be that far out of the country, I just, just really letting them be themselves and that nothing bad would happen. And nothing did. Actually, what was really cool is while we were gone, we had in one of our houses that had 6 men in it, 5 of them in different ways had significant, like one guy got a promotion and raise, another guy got a change in his visitation with his kids through the courts that he wasn't expecting in a positive way. Another guy got a set of teeth, like he came in and he sent us a picture on the cruise. He got his teeth. So a lot of really positive things happened. So that was great. But the cruise itself, from our flight to Miami, being with Lisa, I began to look forward to it. And I had made the decision that I'm going to, and I'm going to enjoy it. But I really did. I enjoyed every bit of it. I want to go back. Like, I want to do it again. Okay. I mean, I want to do this again. And the food was good. I did, I think,
Yeah.
really good on my eating, but I still enjoyed myself. I ate things that I hadn't been eating for several months, but didn't overdo it. Was, like aware. Actually, when I got back, it only gained 3 pounds. And today, even after our reunion, I'm actually a pound down from where I was before I left the cruise for the cruise. So that's pretty cool. I left at 2:05, and Lisa didn't even notice. I weighed like 2:37 today.
That's
This morning, yeah.
impressive.
But here's what I want to say. And I said this the other night, that the cruise convinced me, and I'm using that word very specifically. It convinced me, and the experience convinced me. The whole experience convinced me that I want to do this again. I want to keep doing this kind of thing. Before I experienced it, I was very skeptical and not looking forward to it. But once I did it, I want to do it again and promote it to other people. I've had friends, family members, that my brother takes a bunch of cruises every year, scuba diving cruises, travels the world. He's been all over the world. And he's these beautiful pictures, and it's just never been appealing to me. But having experienced it, it convinced me. And every piece of it, who we were with, our team, how it went, the Latin team, having dinner with them, the people, the staff of the cruise, the beauty of it all of it convinced me. The experience did. And then I want to relate that to what we encounter so many times with people we try to educate them, and we try to convince them leading into using our products with the science and everything. But I will tell you that I think it's consistent that a person's experience with our product, it's just their own experience, is going to convince them. Just like this trip is what convinced me. And the people that, like, how we present things, and I don't mean like articulate the message of the science, but just how we relate to the people gives them a part of the experience. Just like how the staff on this cruise ship related to us, how we related to one another was part of the experience. But with the products and our business model, if a person can just experience it, they'll be convinced. So what I would say is give as many people an opportunity as possible to experience not only the cruises and that sort of thing, but give them an opportunity to be a part of. Because before I was a part of a cruise, I wasn't interested. But having now experienced it, it convinced me that I want to do it again. And the same thing I think is true with our business model, with our people, our everyday living in Zilis, and obviously our product. So give people a chance to experience it. And anyway, that was a huge takeaway for me, because as much as I enjoyed it, I think the most shocking thing was the experience itself convinced me that it's a great thing. So
Thank
anyway.
you for sharing.
Yeah,
Hal.
yeah.
That's so true. And it's almost to me a responsibility now, because we have the power to really share this with other people who really may not even know about Zilis, or maybe they do. I'm going to introduce you to Brooke. Brooke is my favorite Pilates instructor. if you want to say hi to everybody.
Hello.
And she is brand new on our team and just really, works hard as a fitness professional. But tell us why Zilis for you, Brooke? Like what intrigues you with what we're doing?
Well, I had a knowledge of the endocannabinoid system, and the company I actually purchased my CBD from went out of business, and I found myself not buying it. Um, Lisa kind of popped into my life through a work environment and just started sharing with me, right? Like she does. Hey, open up, try this. And so I started to sample the products and then I fell in love with the edge. Done. Love it. Love it. So then I started back up on the vibe. And it's funny because I have a sister that's 8 years older than I am. And we both believe in CBD. And we'll go 6, 8 months with no CBD and then we'll put it back in our life. And it's hilarious. We're like, we don't cry as much. We're more balanced. And there's all just these reoccurring themes between her and I. So then I went a step further and I tried the glow. And I'm not a pushy person. I'm not really good at sales. I'm really bad at closing a deal and asking people for their money. I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
But so right now I feel like I'm just getting my feet wet with the products. I'm experiencing the products. The Amalaki, I love it. And so now I'm ready. Well, and then to be a part of something, right? To grow a business. I'm entrepreneurial spirited, but I love the community that I'm watching Lisa build. Lisa's a huge part of me falling in love with this company. But that's why people fall in love with things. It's the people in there, right? And so I just it's the products. That's why I keep showing up and listening, trying to learn how do you do this? How do you build it? Right. So that's where I am with it. But I know that the products are wonderful. You can trust them. You know where they're coming from. It's got it all. And then she's trying to make me understand the compensation package. I loved doTERRA. I tried to sell for doTERRA for a little while, but I couldn't make it work. I just couldn't make it work. So I kind of got a little disenchanted with it, but I'm ready now to figure out how do you make this work. Oh, and then the Ultracell, the topical, the products are here. Yeah. So very nice to meet you. Thank you for letting me in. I look forward to being on more of these elevation calls. Yeah.
She did awesome. She didn't know she was gonna have to speak tonight, but we're just welcoming you, Brooke. And
Thanks.
she's, when you join this team, it's not like you lead in the direction that you have a passion in. And Brooke is a phenomenal resource for us with Joseph Pilates' work. And so it's wonderful to work with like-minded professionals. And we're really excited to have you on our Northwest Arkansas team. And we'll talk more about that. But I wanted to turn it over to Jenny, who also has one of our newest team members there in Pensacola.
Hey, Lisa, thank you so much. And I'd just like to share, and I'd like to follow up on what Brooke just said. I simply just shared this product with the guests that I have on the call. And LaToya, if you're there, I want you to unmute yourself, okay, and talk. But I just shared this product with LaToya, just met her at a women's function, and we just hit it off. She loves Amalaki also, Brooke. That's where we're starting with her. And I've also commented on the sense of community of Lisa's team. And that's one of the positives that you don't know about until you become part of this team and get on these calls. The sense of community is amazing. So LaToya, are you there? Y'all gonna love the way she talks. She lives in South Alabama, but she doesn't talk like she's in South Alabama. So LaToya, can you unmute? Okay, hold on here. Okay. Can you unmute? Hold on, y'all. Thank you for your patience.
course.
Unmute.
Oh, I
She
see
did
her.
unmute.
LaToya, can you hear us? LaToya, are you able to?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, there you
There,
are.
yes.
Oh, hi. I
Look how
unmuted. I don't
cute
know
you
what
are.
happened. How are you guys?
Hey.
We're great. LaToya, welcome to Zilis. Tell us about
Thank
you.
Well, Jenny has been awesome. I know if anybody knows her, she's just a burst of good energy and vibe. And she just caught me from the first time I met her. And, with her warm welcome, I mean, I don't think I can say no to her. I think I'm going to ask her how she does that because I want to be like her, when I'm.
We all want to know, LaToya.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, but she just says something, and I'm like, okay, I don't think I've ever said no, really. No,
So,
but she
LaToya,
introduced
tell us
Amaranthi.
other than Jenny, because we all adore her, what attracted you to Zilis and the opportunity?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I was on a health journey, and I discovered that especially after 40, when all the hormonal changes in your body and the things that you used to eat doesn't, it affects you. And I developed allergies I never had before. And I said, something must be wrong and there must be an imbalance in my body. And so I started eating better for me, not for anybody else, because I'm still allergic to honey, people. So, like you can't tell me to have honey and lemon, even though it's good for you. But I said, no, something's wrong. Why is it that I can't eat the healthy things? Like people say, oh, sea moss is good. And I'm like, I'm allergic. Oh, go to the beach, I'm allergic. And eat bananas to get potassium, I'm allergic. So I'm like, no, somebody said no, something's wrong. There must be something causing your imbalance. And so I decided to look inward. And so that's when I started doing like natural juices and vegetables. And then when Jenny introduced amalaki, I was like, okay. Because I lived in Asia, I trust everything in Eastern medicine that was like from plants to fungus to eating barks off trees. Guys, let me tell you something. What we say is tea, that you can eat anything that once it's not poisonous to your body, it's healthy. And so I when I heard about amalaki and the fruit itself and then the other elements of the juice powder, I'm like, this is something I want to do for me. And what I would never, and then she told me about the business opportunity. And so I said, regardless of the business opportunity, once I have a passion for something, it's not going to be hard for me to tell people about it. Like, if I know that it's going to help me, then why not share it with other people? And so I started taking amalaki and I started feeling better. I'm not as tired as I used to be. I just think that it's an overall balance. I just started, so I'm still waiting. I don't think I've done a full weeks yet, but even though I did just a few days of it already, it's been wonders. And my partner, he tried the edge and he said it tastes like, he said he's not too particular with the taste, but he likes the results because he was working tirelessly and he went to work and he loves the edge. And I'm like, oh well, I'm just gonna stick to amalaki for now and then we'll work on the edge. But
That's
he said he
awesome.
loved the
You've already got
edge.
one person. You've already
Yeah.
got one person that
Yeah,
likes these products,
yeah,
right?
he does. And that's the best thing, that you have support there as well. So, and he's even supporting me now because he has the baby because
How old is your baby,
she's
LaToya?
just 13 months. So she's
13 months.
yeah.
Wow. Well, we're so excited to have you on our team, and we know you're going to do amazing things and impact so many people. And we're just thank you so much for being willing to share and to introduce yourself tonight.
Thank you so much as well. Thanks for having me. And thank you, Jenny. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Jenny Todd, good work, girl. We really said, when I met LaToya, I'm like, can we keep her? Because she's really, really cool. And so that kind of brings me to my next point. And I want you to write 3 words down, because all of us feel this obligation when you understand that having access to these life-changing products can change your life and can change many other lives as well. And LaToya said something that was really, that I wrote down. She said, I was on a health journey. And what I wrote down is, would you like to go on a health journey?
I wrote down health journey too, and
Health
I did
journey.
not see her write down health journey. So
We did
those
that.
are
I mean, like,
powerful
those are
words.
powerful words. And like, we've
That's
just been
what it's
talking
called.
about going on this cruise. Well, we've got Cancun coming up in February. So I think the question of the day, we call that a guiding question in whole health, is, would you like to go on a health journey?
Love it.
I like that a lot. And so how do you do that? And so the 3 words I want you to write down are recruit, retain, and duplicate. Number 1, those are the recruit, retain, and duplicate. I don't love the word recruit, but it kind of goes. It's just, it's a one word. What we mean by recruit is that we share. And what we mean by retain means that we stay in contact with our users, VIP customers, that we want them to have a positive experience from the very first time that we talk about Zilis, to the time that they get their product, to the time they get their first auto ship. And that takes a lot of touches over time. So recruit, retain, and duplicate means once you've acquired one customer, then you can acquire 2 customers. And in Brooke's case, this is your 2nd customer.
I need a third.
We need a 3rd. And then what happens?
I get some sort of bonus.
Yes. She would normally get $100 bonus on top of the other commissions. But this month, how much is it? The company just said they're doubling it. Look at Susan Everett. She's IT. You know, those guys, you know how they are. She's $200. So they're doubling all of it. So it's,
doesn't even sound real.
It doesn't sound real, does it?
Mm-mm.
And so we now know that with this new customer growth bonus, that it's worth the work, you know. So just even the act of sharing this product, whether it's Edge, Be Fit, Vibe, there's so many good ones, Amalaki we talked about. So recruit, retain, and then duplicate. And then the other 3 words that are the system, because that doesn't happen unless you have a simple system that can be taught to other people. And this is the conversation that Hal and I just had with Luis the other day. And so here's 3 more words. This is the system that we're working on. Show, share, connect. Brooke just did that tonight. So we show a video, we show somebody a product, we show them product information. We can show them what Zilis is. We can show them that there's a trip in Cancun coming up in February. We show them something that captures their imagination. We show them the health journey in some way. And then number 2, we share something with them. Brooke shared Vibe with the person that we just talked to on the phone. LaToya might share some Amalaki samples with somebody. We actually shared Amalaki. Corporate was in town, and we gave somebody a bag of Vibe, and that was what recruited them. They actually were using a couple of the ingredients in the Amalaki. I'm sorry, it was an Amalaki bag. And they were using some of those ingredients, and they had a product experience. They went on a health journey with Amalaki, and in that first 30-day period, they're like, I want to do this. So those products, as we share them, can be a great introduction to the health journey. And yet we have to continue to follow up with that. And then the connect, once they've been introduced, once we've shared a product with them, then we connect them with someone else. And that is where a 3-way phone call comes in. And so Brooke, wisely, she probably would have been able to answer all the questions, but she brought me in on this. In fact, she came over to where I am right now. We're actually in a different place. And so she brought it on herself to come over physically to my house so that we can actually do this together. 3-way phone call. So show, share, connect. And once that connection happens, magic happens. And it's multiple voices, it's seeing the vision, it's being on an elevation call, being on a freedom call, the community, the well-being. If you can multiply the connect by 1,000,000 times, that's the value of this cruise that we just went on. Because you can't deny in a group of 81 people that are having so much fun and that have passion about it. Was pulsing in the restaurant the last night, the night that Judy Baker was recognized as a Pearl Ambassador and got to go up and take her award. They had crazy wild music, and everybody in the restaurant knew something was going on with this Zilis group. So we really, really loved being there live and being able to experience that. So show, share, connect, recruit, retain, duplicate. These are the ways that we go from being our own VIP customer to having a VIP customer, to having 3 VIP customers, to getting a bonus, to having 25 customers. And then Judy Baker, what happened with Debbie? You're muted again, girl. Can you figure that out?
There it is. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. So what happened? Somebody saw what on Facebook?
She saw my video that Lisa made me make. And I mentioned gotten a cruise. And she'd been watching the videos. And then when I mentioned the cruise, that lit her up. She thought, aha, business opportunity. And Debbie is a very good go-getter. And she got a hold of me. I got a hold of Lisa. Together, we signed her up. She went gold. And she said, is it okay for me to start signing people up? And she signed up, what was it, 6 in the first
people
in the first 2 weeks? Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. So she's kind of leading my way right now. But anyway.
Yeah. You're making Susan Everett work for the first time in a while.
Yes.
Look at Susan. Hey, Susan Everett. Thank you for sharing that, Judy. Susan, tell us what you did this weekend.
Well, I have to tell, can I tell one other story real quick?
Oh, of course.
So just to show you that at the airport, there was a lady sitting across from us and next to me that had both fallen on the escalator. And so had, you know, one of them actually was hurt bad enough. She went to the doctor the next day, but the lady that's sitting across from us was talking and she was getting really interested. She looked at me and she goes, look, if you don't recruit her, I'm going to. And so I moved and went over and sat next to the lady, and sure enough, she signed up the next day. So that was pretty awesome.
That is amazing. I mean, like,
yeah.
I mean, how does that happen? The speed of trust, right, Susan?
Yeah, yeah. It was.
And she was from Evansville, right?
Yeah, she lives in Evansville. We were in the whatever airport, Atlanta airport, and she lives in Evansville and not that far from me. And is interested as a retired nurse. And as it turns out, we have a mutual friend. And so it was kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of cool. So she could not be on tonight's call, partly because I forgot about this call and told her about it 5 minutes before it. But she will in the future. But yesterday, I was totally different story. I did a vendor event with somebody else that's she comes to these meetings once in a while, but not very often. Megan, you've seen her a few times. So she stepped up to work the event with me, and it just wasn't a really good fit. But yet we did it. We stuck it out for 5 hours, I think. And yeah, we left early because we were getting no activity. But there was like 4 people, so we divided them up and talked to them, and it was a good learning experience. It was a good bonding experience for Megan and I. And it was a good growth experience for both of us, actually. So it was hard work, but it was worth it.
Well, and Susan, is there anything, this was the first time that they've tried anything like that. It was at a pickleball indoor facility. Is there anything now that you're looking back that you could have, questions that you could have asked? Are you glad you did it just as a little training for Megan, or would you have chosen a different?
I'm glad we did it. I am glad we did it. I might have Yeah, I might have done it a little bit. I'm glad I accidentally at the last minute kind of made a few changes to how we were going to do the setup and stuff. And I'm really glad that was a real gift that, that idea came up. So it was a good experience for us. But yeah, to have asked more questions ahead of time, like, okay, where are we going to be? Because we were kind of stuck in irony of it was they had a whole big thing of pickleball jewelry for women to buy, and we were right in front of it. So you would think that would be kind of a good thing because we could get their, they're already looking over our stuff to look at the jewelry, but we couldn't get their attention to come back down to us. They would ask us to hand them the jewelry, you know. And that was a little tough. But we did get 4 people that were very interested in the products and stopped and talked to us, and we have names to follow up on. So that's 4 people we didn't have before.
And I just saw a picture of y'all at your booth. I thought you did a great job. And
Yeah. Megan did AI because if you notice behind us, it looks like a blue Zilis thing.
Yeah.
That's not what it really looked like. She did awesome doing that post, and then I just shared it. She does great work online. Yeah.
That's great. That's so cool. Well, good job to you guys, and really proud of you. And just, it's an investment in your business, and sometimes it's a little bit of a wild card when you're doing those exhibits, but it's a great opportunity to teach and train your team, and I'm really glad that you used it for that.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to just one more thing on my list. I wanted to talk, first of all, Linda Painter, are you there? Could you talk about Saturday?
Good evening, everybody.
Hey, Randall, I see you both.
Yeah. Okay. On Saturday is the Super Saturday. It's online and everybody can just watch it from their own computer and at home. But I want to host the Super Saturday at my house. We're going to have a brunch because I think attending a Super Saturday with a group of people is more I would say satisfying, because you know what, when you're on your own a lot, because just speaking from experience, I've attended Super Saturday before online, and then something will distract me, or the doorbell will ring, or a call or whatever, and then you just you lose your focus. But when you're with a group of people and and then afterwards you can review it, I think it's just you get better results. So we're going to do that. We're going to host a Super Saturday at our house Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30.
Which is when I'm coming, and then the real party begins. No, I'm just
Yeah,
teasing.
the real party begins.
Thank you so much, Linda, for hosting that, for being willing to serve the team. And you even made a flyer, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
you didn't know how to make flyers when I first met you.
No, I mean, I'm still learning. So that was my second flyer I've ever made, but it's
I'm
getting
impressed.
better.
Well, thank you so much for being willing to do that. I'll look forward to seeing you guys Saturday morning.
Okay.
So everybody else, guys, this is going to be new information, and the company is kind of playing around with the whole Super Saturday training because they have had good results with that in the past. And so make sure you don't miss that. And if you've got other team members, to let them know that y'all are welcome to drive to Northwest Arkansas and watch it with Linda and Randall, right?
Yep.
Are you
Randall be cooking.
Randall be cooking. Randall, what you got on the menu? Just
It's a
curious.
Surprise.
Randall he knows how to cook, man. He's not messing around. Well, listen,
But
and
remember, we're all on B-Fit, so
that's true. It's got to be B-Fit approved.
That's
exactly.
right.
Okay, last thing, guys, I wanted to just share a little bit with you all about getting to go to Hal's 45th reunion with him, which was this weekend. I was just telling Brooke about it, that my sister, my only sister, 2 years older than I am, was in Hal's class. And so it was really cool. She flew in from California. And so Friday we drove about an hour to go to the Fort Smith, Arkansas, where that was. And what was really amazing to me is the power of habits over time. If you can imagine 45 years since high school reunion or since high school graduation, and it magnifies the time that has passed, magnifies the habits that people have, and most of them are not good. And so I was just absolutely floored by the range and how old people looked. Some people looked really, really old and were not doing well, had multiple surgeries and mobility issues, and they looked very old. Other people looked really pretty good. And so it was very interesting to see what they did to look younger and act younger. And what I found is that in talking to people, most of them had knew about Hal's weight loss. And so they wanted to hear a little bit more about his weight loss. And so I thought it was just fascinating. You know, we go to this reunion. I'm sitting in the bleachers watching the high school football game, which is homecoming, on Friday night. And a former Zilis user from 5 years ago goes, "Hey, Lisa, what do y'all have for neuropathy now?" And literally the conversation about Vibe and Topical and Ultra Ice and Be Fit during the game turns into, she gives me all of her information to enroll her Friday night after 5 years of not having used. She started with Ultracell, original product, was that we were able to get her back on product. We had multiple people that are interested in Be Fit, but they didn't reach out on social media. They waited until we saw them in person, which I thought was really interesting. And one gal who is heavier, she goes, "Hey, I'm on Monjoro. Can I take Be Fit also?" As we were walking her back to the parking lot on Saturday night, ready to drive my sister back to Northwest Arkansas, that she, I think, was waiting for us to bring it up, and we never did. And so if you're posting on social media, you guys, you got to get out and around those people, because not everybody's going to be savvy enough or brave enough or, you know, to enter your funnel by reaching out to you. And yet there's so much power in social media, and the right way, the right kind of social media, and sharing success. And some of them were even referencing the fact that I make Hal walk. You know, we've done some videos posting, you know, walking Hal, we walk Hal after every meal. So it's been very interesting for me to see the kind of social media posting that people have really responded to. And so if you have a high school reunion coming up, don't miss it, because all you have to do is show up at your beautiful, healthy way and invite people to a health journey. And if they're open to it, then we get them in your funnel, man. It was fascinating. I couldn't believe that we were able to actually, you know, find somebody that really remembered about Zilis. Several people had referenced it and had seen it on social media. So yeah, Hal was quite the deal in high school, and he doesn't like me to say it, but it was pretty fun to see him and his friends and my sister and just, you know, enjoy a whole group of people that really need this product. One lady had 16 revisions on her knee replacement. So this is not about sales, guys. This is about, there's people out there that really, really need what we have. And we just have to be interested enough in them, asking the right questions, asking God to place us in their lives in some way in order to make that connection happen. So super grateful to get to see you guys. Thank you for being willing to be a little bit off schedule with our second Sunday instead of our first. And I was going to ask y'all, do you guys want to meet the second or the fourth Sunday? I mean, the third or the fourth, next Sunday or the following? Anybody have a preference?
Well, the next one's November.
Today's the 12th, so we have 2 more Sundays. So we could do the 19th or the 26th. Anybody have a preference?
The 19th gets us back on schedule. Otherwise, we'll have the same problem next month.
Okay. Yeah, I'm agreeing. So we'll shoot for that, Susan. Thank you for the executive decision.
And also it'd be a good follow-up to the training Saturday morning,
That's a good point.
Yeah, right.
So you guys go ahead and put that on your schedule. We'll do another elevation call next Sunday. And any other questions, comments, or anybody want to share anything else?
Hey,
Susan.
Lisa, I got a question for you. Okay, this, customer growth bonus, for you to receive financial compensation for 3 wholesale customers, you have to be an ambassador. A wholesale customer cannot, they only get
Correct.
product credit, okay?
Correct.
Right, okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
I have to ask you a question. Do you happen to know a man named Ashley Pennywell in Pensacola?
No, Brooke,
No.
what's he do?
He's
I'll
a
look it up.
therapist. He has a company called A Clean Mind. And
Huh.
he's the most darling individual, and he's from Pensacola. And
You
so I
can't
just
have him.
wondered.
He's my girl.
She'll fight you for him. Wait till you see the.
I love Pensacola, and I love him.
Let's go recruit him, and then we'll go.
We
visit
should
Jenny.
recruit him. We should.
Yeah, where do y'all want to
Okay.
go next? Just go find somebody there, right?
Yeah.
Because it's tax write-off.
Yeah.
Susan Everett, I know you had a question. Go ahead.
Just confirming for the thing next weekend, it's the typical Zilis, it's their same Zoom number and password and all that kind of stuff. It's just what time it is.
I think it's 9 to 10:30. And I have not seen a flyer yet, although it's very possible that it's out. I will get that information tomorrow at 11. So I'll make sure you know about it. We'll make sure we'll post it for sure. It's always a challenge, especially when you're supposed to be on it, like participating in it, and you don't know the Zoom link. Right, Linda Painter? We had that happen last time, just saying. All right, I'm going to stop the recording. Hold on.